This is attorney David Gibbs with the National Center for Life and Liberty. At this time, many churches and nonprofit organizations that applied have received the $10,000 grant from the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, the EIDL, and the Payroll Protection Program monies. They call that the PPP money. I want to address some of the questions that have come into our office recently about these different government programs. Question 1. Will the PPP monies be forgiven? Many ministries and churches have been concerned about this, and I want to encourage you that we believe the forgiveness is actually going to be occurring. Now, you need to follow the criteria and have good records, but you then can rest assured that you will receive the forgiveness that the program intended. There is not an attempt by the SBA or the banks to hold on to these loans. They would like to see these loans forgiven. The SBA clarified as recently as May the 13th to ensure that small businesses can be confident concerning the forgiveness. Another question that's coming in, how does this new rule I'm hearing about concerning need apply to us? The SBA has been proactively trying to address the situation of many organizations taking monies that did not need the funds because they were tied to larger businesses or funding. The churches and ministries demonstrating need was not their concern. And to amplify and clarify this point, the SBA released what they call FAQ 46, which essentially said that any organization that received PPP funds that were under $2 million, which would be the vast majority of churches and nonprofit organizations, can rest assured that they will be deemed to have made the required certification concerning the necessity of the loan and that the request was made in good faith. So what this means is this clarifies the question for ministries and churches that our office have advised to take the funds, that they are not the target of some concern regarding need. Now, another question people are asking is, how will the PPP monies be forgiven? There's a process to this. There's a payout period that begins on the date that the loan is funded. And we're recommending that you have an audit trail when you begin utilizing PPP money. You'll want to make sure you have a solid record-keeping process to demonstrate how the money is being used. Now, not all of it has to go to payroll. You can use up to 25% of the PPP money on non-payroll expenses. If you have furloughed some employees, you have until June the 30th of 2020 to hire some of them back. You also have until that same date, June the 30th, to restore pay cuts that have been in place due to reduced hours or reduced work during the COVID-19 crisis. And so that is kind of the money that can potentially be forgiven. Now, we're also being asked, what do we specifically need to do to receive the forgiveness? When you receive the PPP monies, you need to keep careful guidelines that so all of your accounting is in place in such a way that it's accurate. Additionally, you'll need to make sure you've done the math ahead of time to understand how your expenses and payroll will work with the amount of money you received. Once you've done what we call your own projections, you then need to keep good records of the actual expenses. So, for example, you want to keep track of the 8 weeks of payroll very accurately. Number 2, you want to track your expenses to receive the extra 25% in forgiveness. Number 3, keep your receipts and invoices paid and copies of the checks or payments that were made. Number 4, keep the pay stubs that are used for those weeks so you have the documentation. Then you're going to put together this packet of information with an audit of the monies. This packet will then be submitted to your bank. Your bank will work with you as they did in getting you the loan to confirm your records, and then they will submit for the forgiveness. Now, a last question I'd like to address is, should I take the EIDL monies? Now, if your organization is still in need of funding and the interest rate appeals to you, the EIDL program may make sense. However, be aware, if you receive the PPP money, the EIDL money will not be forgivable. So this will be a loan that you will need to pay back. You need to make sure the need and the payback makes sense for your organization. Our NCLL attorneys are offering coaching sessions to help you make the best decisions for your ministry in regard to all of these issues, whether you're utilizing the PPP money or applying for additional funds. You can contact our office at 888-233-6255 or just email us at info@ncll.org and you can set up your personalized coaching session.